Hey guys, Brian here from Thumper Fab. Today I'm going to walk you through installing our top rack option on your Ranger 1500. For this installation, we're going to go with our 1500 roof rack with our top rack option. This top rack option allows us to have the ability to mount side and rear lights that'll be mounted on top of our standard roof rack. For the first step of installation, you want to go ahead and place the side rails on top of the side rails for your roof rack. If you already have this roof rack installed on your vehicle, you're going to have to loosen your cross member tie downs to be able to place your side rail underneath them. Just a reminder, when we're doing this top rack option, you are not able to mount your accent rails anymore. These side rails for the top rack take place of the tie down accent rails, but allow you to have the ability to mount side and rear lights. With our top rack side rails in position, we can go ahead and place our cross member tie downs in between. Especially if you have this mounted on the vehicle already, you'll want to come in diagonal and set them into place. For this installation, since we're doing the top rack at the same time as the roof rack, it'll make the installation process a little bit easier. You'll go ahead and line them up and start your 1/4 inch hardware before moving down the line with the remaining 5 cross member tie downs. Here we have our 1/4 inch hardware. It's the same hardware that you'd use to assemble your roof rack. It's a 1/4 inch button head and a 1/4 inch nylon lock nut. For the assembly process, we'll insert it through the cross member tie down rail, through the side rail of our top rack option, and finally through the side rail of our base roof rack. Once you have it slid all the way through, you can cap it off with our lock nut, being sure not to fully tighten until we have it mounted up on the vehicle and all our frame mounting hardware has been tightened. With our cross member tie downs in place, we moved on to doing the front brow. This will be the same as your standard roof rack installation. We use our 1/4 inch hardware, and it helps to save this for after you do the tie downs, as your width for your side rails will be set. We're going to leave this loose until we get the front and rear rail of our top rack squared away and started. We'll come back and tighten it up before we install it on the unit, as some of this hardware is hard to reach. So here we have the front rail for our top rack option. Similar to the front brow, we'll come in and place it into position. We'll use our 1/4 inch hardware, feed it through the mounting holes, and cap it up with our lock nut on the back side before moving on to the rear rail. With our front rail loosely mounted, we'll go ahead and install our rear rail in the same manner. We'll use our 1/4 inch hardware and feed it through the rear rail into the side rails of our top rack option before capping it off with our nylon lock nuts. Just a reminder, whether you're installing this top rack option on the vehicle or on the table, it helps a lot to keep the mounting bolts loose for these side rails to allow them to rock back and forth this way to line up the holes for your front and rear panel. For the next step, we're going to mount our light bar brackets for our 6-inch lights that are provided in the light bar box. We'll use the large Allen head screw to mount the bracket to the light bar. We'll go ahead and snug it up and save this bolt to be tightened later on. With our brackets mounted to our 6-inch slim light, we can go ahead and mount it to the rear rail. You'll simply slide it into position and use the hardware provided in our light bar box. You'll slide the 1/4 inch hardware through the rear rail and cap it off with our lock nut on the inside. For the next step in the installation process, we'll rivet our logo plate onto the main rail of our standard roof rack. We'll use our rivet gun, make sure it's fully seated, and squeeze the trigger. Now we can move on to mount the rest of our lights. On this installation, we decided to go with the KC light bar. So we're going to go ahead and mount our KC light bar brackets to the front brow of your standard roof rack. The brackets will slide in behind the front brow. We'll use our 1/4 inch hardware to install and fasten the bracket to the front brow. With our KC light bar brackets mounted to our front brow, we can go ahead and mount the light bar to these brackets. You'll simply slide the bolt into the hole on the driver's side. And with the nut removed, you can slide the bolt in towards the center of the light bar to get everything lined up before feeding the bolt back through our KC light bar bracket. You'll cap it off with the hardware that was provided on the light bar, your flat washer, a lock washer, and a hex nut. With our light bar fully mounted and tightened down, we'll go ahead and install our trim on our front brow. You'll simply slide it over the edge of the brow and work it down. This trim will help prevent vibrations when the vehicle is at high speeds. If you have any excess left over by the time you get to the other side, you can trim it with a pair of dikes for a nice clean fit. So here we have our main power distribution harness that'll power the lights on the top rack option. You'll have 4 male Deutsch connectors and 1 female. This female will be your power in that'll come from the vehicle, and these 4 male connectors will be power out that powers the lights. For the last step before we install the rack on the vehicle, I went ahead and connected our power distribution harness to our 4 lights. And I left our Deutsch connector available for us to run through the roof so we can hook up power and our switch to the inside of the vehicle. With your harness all tied down, you'll grab a couple friends and set the rack up on top of the vehicle before you mount it up using your OEM roof bolts. The last step before we can set our roof rack up on our vehicle, we'll remove our 8 OEM roof mounting bolts. They'll use a 13mm socket, and you'll take them out. There's 4 on each side. You want to make sure that you leave your rubber grommet inside the roof, as the roof rack will sit on top of these and provide a watertight seal. With our OEM bolts removed from the roof, we can grab a couple friends and set the roof rack and top rack assembly on top of our vehicle. With all our roof rack mounting bolts tight, we'll move on to the wiring portion of the installation. For the first step, we're going to wire up our top rack option. What we're going to do is drill a 1/2-inch hole through the roof to route our main power harness through the roof, and we'll install a grommet and use silicone to get a watertight seal. We've gone ahead and dropped the headliner, which will allow us to have access to the underside of the roof, as well as the pulse bar on the rear passenger side, which will provide the harness with power. I'm going to use our step-up bit all the way up to a 1/2 inch to drill our hole, install our grommet, and get the wires inside the cab. So we went ahead and drilled our hole, installed our grommet, and routed our main power distribution harness inside the cab. For the next step, we'll route our main power harness to the distribution harness, as well as up to the front, where we're going to mount our switch in this front switch panel provided by Polaris. In the hole we routed our main power distribution harness through, we installed a grommet and used silicone to seal up the hole around the wires and also along the split down the grommet that we had to make to be able to install it. Here you can see our power harness for our top rack option. This is where the hole is drilled through the roof. You can see our grommet that we siliconed on top for a watertight seal. We connected our power harness to our power distribution harness using our Deutsch connector and routed it along factory wires over towards the bus bar that's on the rear passenger side. This bus bar provides the light's power, as well as powering the relay and the switch. From the bus bar on the rear passenger side, the harness is routed forward towards the switch panel in the center front passenger compartment. We mounted the relay to one of our supports for the roof, as well as zip tying the wiring to other existing wires for a nice clean finish. Here you can see our switch. This powers all 4 lights on the top rack option at the same time. Here you can also see the breakdown of our wiring. You'll have black wire going to the top terminal, the white wire going to the middle, and the blue wire going to the bottom terminal. I selected an open slot in our center switch panel that will then slide the switch in once we're ready to go. With your harness all tied into your switch, your top rack option is fully wired up, and then we can move on to the KC light wiring. What we did is we cut the existing ring terminals off the power, ground, and key on power from the KC harness and wired in our pulse bar plug. That way we can have an easy installation and simply just install the connector on the pulse bar located under the hood. We then routed the wire up the driver's side A-pillar and through the roll cage, which you can see here. We routed the wires for the switch towards our center switch panel, where we drilled a hole and installed our KC factory switch that will then insert into our switch panel for a nice finished look. For the power on the KC light, we drilled another hole through the roof, installed another grommet, and connected the power wires from the KC harness to the KC light bar. Here you can see the pulse bar connector that we wired up to our KC light harness. The last step for us to do is plug it into our pulse bar in an open slot. This way, it'll be a lot easier to remove if we ever want to remove it later down the line. We'll tuck this wiring nice and clean, mount our relay and our fusible link. We're ready to hit the trails. With all your wiring buttoned up and your headliner reinstalled, ready to hit the trails and enjoy your new Thumper Fab Roof Rack and Top Rack option.